And we're off and running. Episode 40 of White Heat, presented by Godzilla Media, sponsored by our good friends of Mohawk Honda and Johnstone Supply. Speaking of Johnstone Supply, Mr. Alexander, did you get a brief taste of spring in the air yesterday? Out your
Sure
way?
did. I was out grilling last night.
Oh, look at you. We had it was around 60, 65 here in upstate New York yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. It's a wonderful thing to get a brief taste of spring, if it's just for one day before dipping back down a little bit. But hey,
Yep.
it's the month of March, which means it's never too early to start thinking about summer and air conditioning. And you can call now for preseason pricing on John Goodman Central Air Conditioners, or if you're just looking to go with something like a mini split by Fujitsu, they've got that too. Best quality products at unbeatable prices to get you ready so you aren't sweating your balls off this coming summer.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a homeowner too, that's considering your options and you want to get hooked up with a local contractor that can figure out your family's needs, make sure you call Johnstone Supply, and they've got you covered. As always, the lowest prices on Milwaukee tools, guaranteed. And again, don't forget, just go on into the store if you want. You ain't even got to call them. Just go in the store and they will help you out. That, my friends, is on 6th Avenue in Troy, or you can give them a call, 518-272-5922. Talk to Tom, Kevin, James, and Rod. Say hello. Make sure you mention White Heat or Godzilla Media so that they can help you out properly. That being said, Mr. Alexander, quite the week we just went through, huh?
Apparently.
So I'm just going to go out there and just say this right here, right now. The amount of shit in American wrestling this past week. With all due respect, New Japan, we're going to omit you for this show today. Besides, your New Japan Cup is a fucking disaster right now. It's a mess. So when we have more time and less bullshit to comb through, we'll deal with you next week.
Right.
In the meantime, we're also going to go off traditional format today in another way. We're actually going to take care of WWE issues first and then dive deep into shit I know it JJ ain't happy about. Ugh will be correct. Now, before we get kind of nitpicking a broadcast or talking about the updates on WrestleMania, I feel like we need to dive in head first, for starters, on the Vince McMahon interview with Pat McAfee on his live YouTube show this past Thursday. And here's the way I'm going to summarize it, and then I'll let you chime in with any specifics you want to dive into before I bring up the quotes that stood out to me.
Mm-hmm.
The best way to summarize it is, y'all are fucking goofy out there. Y'all made it sound like somebody was going to get put through a table on this show and there was going to be chaos. Now, I understand that before McAfee's in-ring debut in NXT with Adam Cole, they had Adam Cole get heated and walk out, and it was a little dramatic and all that.
Yeah.
Vince is almost 80. He
right.
He's not about that shit.
Right.
No. For me, it was actually a pleasant surprise. It was a welcome breath of fresh air, the interview.
Yeah.
Now, it helps that McAfee's on the WWE payroll, so it's not like McAfee is going to ask,
He wasn't throwing softballs, though.
Right. Like, he wasn't throwing softball. He wasn't lobbing, softballs in there. He wasn't grooving it in there, as they say in baseball terms. But at the same time, he wasn't going for Vince's head.
Yeah.
Like, he was throwing some solid dimes in there, and I'll let you go ahead and say your piece about it, and then we'll dive into some specific quotes that I saw.
No, I think it definitely made Vince look more like a human being, which was an element that was kind of needed at a time like this.
Mm.
Just because, especially with with the mergers with NBC Universal and the Peacock stuff, like everyone basically like has this idea of who Vince McMahon is. And I think it was a good time for an interview like this to happen, to show his more down to earth side. Because you figure the last time he was interviewed in a setting like this was the HBO thing freaking 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a while, and it was good to have him in that just in that setting where it was nice to see Vince be a normal person. That's the easiest way I can explain it. Like, being able to see a 76-year-old man cuss like it ain't no thing, like it was great. I
Well, I
love.
think part of it was too. I think what was a good move on Pat McAfee's part is that I don't know if this was pre-established or pre-discussed as far as this specific thing is concerned.
Mhm.
Pat did not try to be something he's not. He stayed himself.
Yeah,
Um,
but the thing is, Pat's already a larger than life person, so
right. So when Pat's swearing within 90 seconds of Vince McMahon walking in the room, that kind of sets the, I think that kind of set the tone for Vince that,
yeah, yeah,
because even though you could tell that Vince wasn't completely buttoned up because, like, he didn't have a tie on, he had a couple buttons undone on his shirt, he was chill, he looked relaxed. At the
yeah.
same time, you could see within his first one or two interactions with Pat in the interview, he was
Kinda
still
loosened up.
kind of being a little buttoned up. But then
Yeah.
once he was in the motion of the ocean and getting fluid with the interview,
Right.
you could tell that's when he just kind of was like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want because this is YouTube and I ain't got to worry about,
Yeah.
my language right now.
Exactly. My favorite part was Michael Cole, terrible human being.
Oh my God. Terrific.
That, and I had a flashback to the old days of Full Circle Radio with one of our favorite sound clips when he was talking about, like, I could get hit by a bus tomorrow. He goes, people get hit by a bus every day. And I just went, live la vida loca.
Jesus. Oh,
The old
boy.
Chris Rock bit.
Yes,
Can I talk to Tammy? Tammy dead. She got hit by a bus. Thank the Lord. That bitch still ain't been hit by a bus, damn it.
Eddie Hooser. All right, so I was able to watch most of it live before I
the
had
whole
to
thing.
take off for but it sounds like I pretty much turned it off. I don't know if there was, I think the only thing I missed live was the Michael Cole terrible human being. I think it's the only part I missed live. But there's a couple of little snippet quotes that I took away from it that I wanted to bring up. Before we get into the two news stories that really came out of that interview.
Yeah.
So a couple quotes that came out. The first thing that struck me, that made me think, no, it wasn't a bus, jerk off. Was when Vince said, "I listen well." Now, the reason that struck me for a moment is because all you ever hear from the IWC, we'll call it, is that Vince doesn't listen to his fan base. Vince doesn't listen.
Oh, but he does.
If he didn't listen to his fan base, he wouldn't be in business 40 years.
Right. This is where there's the disconnect, and I called this out right away because they're like, oh, he doesn't listen to his fan. I'm like, no, you need to realize that when Vince says he listens to his fan base, he listens to people who give him their feedback with their business dollar. Who's selling merch? Who's packing houses? I was like, I fucking loathe Brock to the fucking sun and back, but if he's on a show, people are buying tickets.
Correct.
And it goes back to the whole thing. It's like, oh, this guy was getting a push and then he didn't get pushed anymore. Were you buying his merch when he was getting pushed? Were you going to local shows when they were there? No. Fucking sitting there on your fucking keyboard, bitching on social media, tweeting about it, or sitting there and fucking, it's no, or going to the quote unquote competition shows and holding up signs saying Vince doesn't listen to people, like that's he could give a fuck about you.
Yeah. Then he. So one of the more intriguing things I thought was said, um, because for a while there, Pat was like digging back into Vince's life, and like he kept referencing the whole growing up in a trailer thing, which was interesting. But the quote that Vince came up with, um, Pat was just kind of alluding to growing the business and all that, and having a mentality about growing the business. And Vince pulled out the "I don't believe in ceilings" quote.
Yeah.
Um, which is interesting because I feel like that's something he would say. I think that would be an often used expression for him, especially when he's speaking with talents on a personal basis. I feel like that's something he would say a lot,
Yeah.
but just hasn't been able to say it in a form like that before.
All right.
Um, Problem being, only a select few have actually followed through on that quote and believed in that quote over the
But you
years.
can't say he hasn't given people the opportunity to
Oh,
break through the
agreed.
ceiling.
Very agreed. Very agreed. I just thought it was an interesting quote because it kind of allowed you to maybe have a better understanding behind directions he might take sometimes
Yeah.
and um, stands he might take
Mhm.
and all that jazz. Um, and then when he said I enjoy confrontation, like it was like no shit. Like of course you enjoy confrontation. We fucking see it. You know, there's a reason you allowed Paul Heyman to piss out from the inside rather than pissing from the outside for 6 years when he first was done at ECW. So obviously the two big newsworthy stories that came out of that interview, aside from Michael Cole being a horrible human being, uh, the first was um, Vince announcing that he was going to be the one inducting Taker into the Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
which, I mean, since God rest his soul, since Paul Bearer passed
Right.
away,
Right.
the only two logical people I think that could have done it would have been Vince or Kane,
And
Glenn
Kane had to
Jacobs.
go fuck up on Twitter.
Senor. Um,
Like yeah, that's a short list. The only other people who I would have considered in any capacity would be DiBiase because he introduced him in,
right, yeah.
or Heyman because Heyman managed him in WCW when he first started.
Hmm. Hmm.
But Vince is completely fine.
And they had some interesting work together.
Yeah.
Not just Brock either. Like you think back to when Heyman in his first WWE run when he was running SmackDown in character,
Right.
the whole Paul Bearer, Paul Heyman
Concrete.
trying to become the new Paul Bearer for him, and
Yeah.
the fucking what was it, the glass crypt match
The
Great
concrete.
American
Yeah.
Bash
Mm-hmm.
with the fucking Dudleys. That was
That was
yeah. We'll,
ridiculous.
we'll try to forget that, but yeah, understandable. Now the other thing that came out of it was Vince offering Pat the chance to compete at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which is half of what everyone saw coming.
Yeah.
The other half would come through on SmackDown the next night.
I fucking told you it wasn't going to be Pat versus Vince, dude.
And we knew that. You and I both knew that. But it's just there was so much misdirection about it from the moment the interview got it. Well, what was it? The interview was it was the previous week on SmackDown. They announced the interview was happening.
Right.
There was so much misdirection being put out there from all different sources for 6
All the
days.
misdirection was being pulled out by Meltzer and Sean Sapp. Let's call a spade a spade.
Oh, right. And then everybody else was taking the misdirection and going with it as well.
Right.
So two guys were the forefront of it, yes, but like it pawned off onto a bunch of other sources.
Right.
So those are the two major things. But all in all, I thought job well done by Pat, job well done by Vince.
Yeah.
And I'm interested to see now because now we've had Vince on that show, we've had Brock on that show.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a while back, Michael Cole was on the show. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
Adam Cole was, but Adam Cole, I would say, out of the four, that was the only complete. I don't know about completely, but majorly storyline based
Yeah.
interview of the four.
Uh-huh.
Um, I think going forward, you could see Pat doing these on a more regular basis,
Yeah. At least one a quarter.
and I think depending on how much longer Stone Cold wants to keep doing the
Broken skull. Yeah.
Broken Skull sessions and how long Pat sticks around, because nobody knows if Pat's going to be a lifer or not at this point. He's just started within like the last year or two. Um, Maybe you could see Pat transition to doing something on the network at some point.
Right.
Um, or maybe doing like you know just doing a version of basically do the Broken Skull sessions except do it his way
Right.
essentially. So
You
that would
see,
be that.
supposedly Austin's doing a broken skull with fucking Bubba Ray Dudley.
Yeah, I saw
Uh,
that. Which, since you bring it up, can why am I asking you? I'm one of the fucking hosts. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. Just gonna call a spade a spade. Does anybody really want to hear anything Bubba has to say at this point?
no. Nope. None.
Like
He's
I
gonna
can't.
talk about. He's gonna sit there talking about. I was the biggest thing TNA ever had, and I was the biggest thing Ring of Honor ever had, and Vince never gave me a shot as a singles guy. Shut the fuck up.
I don't know how much they're even really gonna cover that. Really, that's the thing. Because they'll probably sit there and jerk each other off about old ECW.
Mm-hmm.
They'll talk about him and Devon's decision to leave for WWE.
Mm-hmm.
They'll talk about those two, the Hardys and Edge and Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, they might discuss TNA a little bit, but
Right.
and then they'll talk Hall of Fame and road stories and
Right.
drink beer. Like that's going to be the hour and a half or hour and
Yeah.
15 minutes that they do.
Right.
I don't see them really,
Yeah.
especially with Tony Khan buying Ring of Honor, which we'll get into later. I don't think Ring of Honor is really going to be a very popular topic anymore in any of these
Like it was
these
already.
Broken Skull sessions. Well, I mean, Ring of Honor was Ring of Honor was owned by a fucking cable company that wasn't going to threaten them. So,
Yeah.
um, oh, before we get into any of the stuff on screen from WWE, there was something else that I saw. I'm trying to remember. I might still have the pictures on my phone. Bear with me for a second. So I'm pretty sure I took. Yeah, nope, that's the ROH agreement. Here we go. So, um, a couple days before the McAfee interview, back on Tuesday, March 1st, A&E and WWE announced an expansion of their partnering, their programming partnership,
Yep.
and basically gave clearance to more than 130 new hours of WWE themed television shows and specials aired exclusively on A&E platforms. Um,
That's a
it
lot of
looks
stuff.
so. They're going to do 35 new episodes of biography that are going to
Mm-hmm.
be focused on WWE legends. What else? They're also going to begin production on 24 new episodes of Most Wanted Treasures,
Mm-hmm.
which will now it's not going to be one season with all 24. It's going to be multiple seasons with
Right.
those 24 episodes broken up. So obviously now we need to find out who the fuck is going to host that now that AJ Francis is kaput. Top dollar if you don't remember his real name being AJ Francis, by the way.
Uncle
Um,
Phil.
By the way, the first, and this is in the press release, I'm not bullshitting here.
Mhm.
Apparently, the first season of Most Wanted Treasures was A&E's most watched new series of 2021.
Yep.
Did not know that. A&E has also ordered 40 hours of um, and this is a working title. Not sure if this is going to be the actual title. WWE Rivals.
Well, no, that's the actual series that's on the Peacock.
Right.
So they're
So
probably just going to use those from syndication and throw them on as filler space.
totally rip them off Peacock. Like, here, fuck it, do what you want. Put
Well, I
the
mean, it's
commercials where
all
the
like
fuck you want.
everybody's one hand scratches the other and yada yada. Like
I think it's called.
WWE owns.
I think it's called rivalries on the.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's called rivalries. You're
But
right.
still, same. It's the same
Yeah.
fucking thing, basically. Um, and then there's going to be additional hours of original programming airing currently that are in development and have not been announced yet. Blah blah. So yeah, so that was um something we saw coming. We saw it coming. Um, yeah. Now let's get into WWE programming talk. Um, so we gotta start off from the beginning because that's how we usually do. Raw. Let's see here. I mean, the two main things that came out of Raw number one. New United States champion. Yeah, I knew you're gonna get a big fucking grin on your face. So Finn Balor beat Damian Priest to become the new U.S. champ, which one would assume that's now going to build towards a title rematch at Mania.
Probably.
Assume being the
Yeah.
keyword underline and bold and highlight and bring up the 50 size font. The other big thing was Styles coming out and accepting Edge's challenge, and then Edge deciding to heal it up. Is
Yeah.
the best way I'll put it.
And here's my issue with all of that.
Go ahead.
They did those two segments back to back.
Yes, they did.
You took a match where you had two baby faces where the title changes hands and you had the other baby face just turn heel right away.
Yes.
And then the next segment, you have a baby face who gets called out by another baby face, and then that baby face turns heel and attacks him. You very well could have held off the Damian Titus. You could very well have held off the Damian Priest heel turn until this week on Raw and had him come out right at the top of the hour and been like, you fans never cheered me, yada, yada, and now I want Finn in a rematch. And that way, it wouldn't have been the same fucking course served twice in a row on TV. Wow, that's just me.
No, I understand. You kind of want to break up the. You kind of want to break shit up a little bit there. Yeah, I understand. It seems it's a bit unnecessary.
Yeah.
Just give me a moment. I'm trying to. I saw a tweeted out picture that I'm trying to grab. I grabbed it on my phone and yeah, well, screw it. I'll just send it off my phone. Also on Raw, we had
Randy Orton get hurt.
yeah. What's? I haven't seen any scoop on if he's hurt. If it was just like a.
He got the wind knocked out of him. It was a freak occurrence.
Okay. They had Owens and Rollins beat Alpha Academy before the Triple Threat Tag Team title match. That's tonight, by the way, if you're watching this on our recording date of March 7th. Omos beat T-Bar, which would be Chris, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Had a 6-woman tag match. Belair uses her hair to whip Becky Lynch, who then tears ass out of the ring, and then Nikki Ash eats the pin, losing to Bianca, Liv, and Rhea Ripley. Ciampa gets a pinfall victory over Rude on television. Okay, yep. All right. We had a mixed tag match that everybody was looking forward to. The Battle of the Couples, apparently. Dana Brooke and Reggie beating Tamina and Akira Tozawa. Both girls kissed their men after the match. Who the fuck cares?
Right.
Profits beat RK Bro, which you kind of alluded to. and then apparently the Hurt Business is a thing again. Just
Well,
the
no,
tag team version, not
they
the
didn't
full
stop.
fledged version.
They didn't stop being a thing. Shelton and
Well,
Alexander
they
have still been doing the
appeared, kind of
gimmick.
disappeared for like a month, and then they reappeared again
Right.
when they were going after Omos in a handicap match.
Right.
Um,
Which
but they
completely
beat
just dwindled their stock down to nothing.
right. But they did beat the Mysterios, so that's a step which in the right direction, which is
Yay.
nice. You don't sound too enthused, buddy. I'll take that as a negative. All right, cool. Then we move on to NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, NXT. Where do I begin? Where do I begin?
Ciampa is an honorary Steiner.
So we kick off with Ciampa and Breaker. Well, Ciampa wearing a singlet that looked like it was straight out of Scott Steiner's closet.
Mm-hmm.
Team with Breaker against the Dirty Dogs. Ciampa and Breaker get the win over Ziggler and Rude. Wasn't anything really spectacular. It was fine for an opening match, but nothing that really
Right.
blew the doors off the place.
Right.
LA Knight comes out. Now he's challenging Waller to a last man standing match.
End this fucking feud.
That match is going to be this coming week. This week.
NXT Roadblock.
It's your tweener event for Stand and Deliver. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they actually calling it Roadblock, or
yes,
you just make sure? They really are.
It's being called NXT Roadblock.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! Hang the fuck on. I gotta see this shit. Oh, they're really gonna call it Roadblock. Makes me want to just gouge my eyes out. Oh my goodness gracious! Sorry. I'm uploading a picture real quick. Okay. WWE.com. Here we go. Meanwhile, while I look that up, next we had Persian Indie backstage. Persia was more focused on texting Duke Hudson than prepping for their match, which obviously was foreshadowing they were about to lose Dakota Kai and Wendy Chu in the quarterfinals of the Dusty Cup, which is exactly what happened.
I was fucking dying. I was watching fucking Ring of the Hawk last night before I fell asleep because he hasn't watched NXT like ever. So he's sitting there and he doesn't know who anyone is. He was just like, now there's two Australian chicks who are arguing about who has the bigger weave. And they're going against an Asian adult baby and a Coney Island crack whore.
Wow. He called Dakota Kai a
Coney Island
crack whore.
It was hilarious.
Christmas. Now what the fuck are we doing?
We're gonna split up India and Persia because reasons.
No. Beyond that, I'm looking at the fucking website. So we're just gonna blow our load and have
the three-way. Yep.
And the fucking tag team title match with the Dusty Cup winners.
Yep. I told you they're not gonna hold off that for Mania because the Creed brothers are gonna get booed out of the fucking building.
The fuck are we doing? Is that the whole point, though? Don't you want to find out? Don't you want to fucking find out?
No, they don't. They don't want to find out.
You don't want to know how any of these new motherfuckers get?
No. They want to keep them getting cheered on by family and friends all the way up until they get brought up to the main roster forever. Because Kevin Dunn's gonna fucking treat them like shit anyway. So it doesn't matter.
You can't protect them forever, though.
But you can protect them.
If you ever want them to have a shot, you gotta fucking put them in front of live crowds outside of
that. Let them. This is So you know what this is. You know what this is. I've had this exact same debate on your side.
What?
I used to have this debate with Kevin Landry every fucking month at RPW. When his fucking students who I was being told by people who were at his school were never there to train, were just getting matches on the show. And he's like, he wants to have fun. And I'm like, no, because that's how someone gets fucking hurt.
I didn't know we were running a fucking charity.
Exactly. But Eric had to keep giving the matches because we got the ring for free. And that's how that fucking stupid little fucking motherfucker who had the fucking mask with the Ultimate Warrior logo on it kept getting work. Kid didn't speak English. Didn't even have gear. He literally took some Joe Boxer fucking boxer briefs and cut out Ultimate Warrior fucking felt emblems and glued them to the boxer briefs and had a mask. But then he spent all this money on a PVC jacket that looked like the one that Warrior wore like back in like the 95 run. And I remember Kurt Hawkins was sitting there looking at this kid going, "Are you fucking serious?" And then I was just like, "You want me to steal his jacket?" He's like, "Yes! Throw it in the fucking trash." And then kid was running around like crying because he couldn't find his fucking jacket. This kid would literally in the ring yell out RKO. Because it was like the only English he could speak.
No hablo inglés. RKO!
He was always in there with fucking this other fucking dude who was like 40 but wanted to be a wrestler and like couldn't figure out his gimmick, and fucking Tyrek. Fucking $1 million body, fucking 10-cent brain. Yeah.
Eddie User.
Never watched a fucking tape in his life and admitted it.
Speaking of 10-cent brains, Flash Legend and Amari Miller.
She fucking keep that bitch out the ring. She fucking hurt her.
I know. I saw that.
Like, why? There's a reason. That bitch fucking, that was her first singles match ever. Not just on TV, ever. Ever. Ever.
Time the fuck out. Wait.
Ever.
Hold the fuck on.
Ever.
Not even like the PC. Like
Ever.
Fuck
Ever.
off. Fuck off. You're kidding me.
Ever.
Forever, ever?
Ever.
Oh my god, what are we doing?
And they introduced that character fucking 6 months ago.
I know. Then Briggs and Jensen admired Elektra Lopez. I don't fucking know.
Fucking Jensen admits to being a virgin. We're really doing this? Like every week, it's like Bruce Pritchard needs to top himself on awfulness.
Solo Sikoa is no longer undefeated. Loses to Gunther.
At least they were smart on that. I was like, they are not going to make fucking Walter fucking do the job to Shemp Uso.
All right, so then we established the triple threat match with a backstage
with the dumbest
segment.
Backstage segment.
Yeah.
I'll beat all of you up. I don't care.
Yep, basically.
Like, dude, Ciampa was just your tag partner.
Yep. And then Harlan beats up Draco Anthony. Nobody cares. Tatum
gives him a hug afterwards.
Yeah. Tatum Paxley wants to be part of Diamond Mine. Ivy Nile says, fuck you.
Because she lost in the, what do you call it? That's
the Dusty Cup.
Yeah, exactly. That's great value Kaylee Ray, who lost last week. And
correct.
I didn't even recognize Ivy Nile without the braids.
Meh. Raquel and Cora Jade, they advanced in the Dusty Cup. We all saw that coming. Tiffany's trying to get into a scuffle with Saray over the stupid fucking necklace.
That was the dumbest shit. That was so fucking dumb. Like, literally, it was, right, I'll buy you a better necklace. No, thank you. Ah! Really? Really?
Okay, thanks. You saved me money. Bye. Bye, bitch. Von Wagner stomps out Andre Chase. We all saw that coming.
Still terrible.
Oh, great. Now we get Lash Legend to return her talk show segment this week to interview.
Oh, fucking,
your best friend from WoW. Nikita Lyons.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Then Carmelo ends up beating Pete Dunne to retain North American title. And then Melo...
Could have been a little dirtier.
Yes. And then Melo says that Stan Delivery is going to defend the North American title in the ladder match.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
Probably do the multi-man again like they did when the title was first initiated.
I'm going to go ahead and assume Melo and Dunne best match of the night.
Oh, yeah.
So do we even have any matches booked yet for this Dallas card in 4 weeks?
Not yet.
Fuck.
Because we got to get through Roadblock first.
Fuck you and fuck your roadblock. How about that? Stupid fucking shit. Now we're gonna pawn off horrible pay-per-view names from WWE past on NXT. That's fucking great. Fucking
I'm just
shit.
gonna pull up a graphic of that fucking WCW guy that looked like Loch Ness.
Look like who?
There was a guy in WCW who usually wrestled on Saturday night in the mid '90s. His name was Roadblock. He looked like Loch Ness, the Scottish like 800-pound guy. He was like a halfway point between Tugboat and Loch Ness.
Oh my!
His name was Roadblock.
Oh
He used to wear a sign that said "Dead End."
Yeah, I fucking see the picture of him now. Real name Joe Diaquisto, by the way. He was built from Rochester. Jesus fuck me. He's from Rochester.
Rochester.
Oh my god, they paid him for 3 years.
Yeah.
Jesus fuck me.
He was there right when they started doing guaranteed money, so he was like, okay.
His final match was in 2012. I'll get the fuck out of here. He was in the top 5. He was in the PWI 500 in 1991. Suck a dick. Oh man, now we get it. Now we get it. All right, I understand life now. Life sucks. SmackDown, just get me away from NXT. Sonya taps out to Ronda like we didn't see that coming.
Yeah, but I mean, at least Ronda worked a free TV.
Flair was guest commentator. Who fucking cares?
Austin Theory came out to challenge McAfee.
Right. Ricochet becomes the new Intercontinental Champion of Sami Zayn because we have to have Sami Zayn against Johnny Knoxville, apparently, at WrestleMania. Fuck off!
I mean, hey, you know,
no!
Johnny's selling tickets.
No!
At least they didn't put the title for it. Hey, dude. Now you got a celebrity match for both nights.
Remind me to skip that match. Remind me to make that my bathroom break match. Naomi beats Carmella because obviously they're trying to set up Naomi and Sasha against Mella and Zelina for the women's tag titles.
They already announced it.
Official?
They official. WWE.com announced
official.
And Sasha.
Oh, fuck off.
Official. Announced Carmella and Sasha. Or Carmella and what do you call it? Carmella and fucking Alexa, fucking
Zelina?
Zelina.
Alexa,
versus Sasha.
Your grandmother, roll through all the kids' names before you get to the right one. Oh, yeah, they announced it for night 2, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I told you. Official. Forever. Like, just because they're like, hi, we have no female tag teams. Here you go.
Hi, Naomi meet Sasha. Sasha meet Naomi. Be happy, be friends.
Turn on each other.
So right now, all right, so the only 2 matches that don't have an official night attached to them are Edge and Styles and McAfee Theory.
Yeah.
Night 1 currently has Flair and Rousey, Becky and Bianca, Mysterios against Miz and Logan Paul, and Drew McIntyre against Happy Corbin. Mm-hmm. Night 2 has Brock and Roman, the women's tag title match, and Knoxville and Sami Zayn. So one would assume
we still need tag title.
If I had to guess, you're probably putting McAfee Theory night 1. Probably. Well, maybe not because you have Logan Paul already over there. I don't know. I don't know. That's a toughie.
They might do it. They might do it on night 2 to have McAfee on commentary for night 1 to hype it.
Mm-hmm. Possibly. So right now we have to factor in at some point. You would assume we have to factor in both tag team titles at some point.
Yep.
The Intercontinental title, the U.S. title. U.S. title, we feel like we kind of know what's going to come, but who knows if it's going to be more than just Priest and Finn.
Right.
Maybe we're trying to factor in 2 battle royals or 1. We're not sure yet. Nothing's been announced yet, but obviously we're still 4 weeks out, so we're not going to freak out over it.
Right.
What else hasn't been factored in yet? 2 tag titles, IC, US, 1 or 2 rumbles. So let's say 1 rumble for the sake of the argument, that's 5 plus 9. That puts you at 14 matches between the two nights right now.
Uh-huh. That's about right.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So we're looking at 14 to 15 if you
Yeah.
factor in 2 rumbles.
I just tell you though, I am so sick of fucking basement goblins bitching about fucking McIntyre versus Corbin. Be like, this is what we get, blah blah. I was like, motherfucker,
This is what they've
show
been
your
working on for
age.
3 months.
Right, but not only that, show your fucking age. Show how fucking you haven't been around watching WrestleMania since I have since WrestleMania 1. Where fucking even at WrestleMania fucking 9, you had throwaway matches on the card like fucking Bob Backlund versus Razor Ramon. How you had shit like Shawn Michaels versus Tito Santana. Fucking like, just because a guy was a champion a year ago or in the title hunt a year ago doesn't mean they always have to be in the title hunt. There's not that many spots.
We're gonna hold on. We're gonna bring this home for you real quick. Let's go back to last year's card and remind ourselves of what we had. Let's see here. Please bear with me because it's taking fucking forever to scroll through to the card. Hang on. Jesus fuck, how long is this fucking article? All right, here we go. Was there even any real program for KO and Sami Zayn leading into their match last year at Mania?
They literally announced it like 2 weeks before Mania.
Orton and the Fiend was kind of built up, and then they
No,
shit
that
on
had
it.
a build. That had a
Yeah, and
major build.
they just shit on the whole idea of it that night, though.
Yeah.
Braun and Shane in general
Right.
was only
That was
there
the whole
because
you're
of Shane.
dumb.
And then they
Braun's
just
a
decided,
dummy.
fuck it, let's put it in a fucking cage.
Yep.
Seth and Cesaro, that had some build up. So yeah, I'd say those are the couple just to throw out there.
Right.
Go back. I just want to prove your point right. That's the only reason I'm even doing this right now for a moment. Let's see what we have here. 2 years ago, as I almost close out my tab, that would have been horrible.
I wouldn't count WrestleMania in 2020 just because there was no people.
Right, but for the sake of it, Elias versus King Corbin. Like,
Yeah.
do I need to say anything else other than that match, really?
That was
Like,
people getting a payday.
Right. Aleister Black beating Lashley.
Yep.
Otis and Ziggler, that had Randy Rose involved, so I can't even really. All I need to say is Elias and Corbin. That pretty much should sum everything up for you.
Right.
But yeah, we're proving our point here. We're proving your point here.
There's always filler matches on Mania. Like, y'all can't bitch about filler matches on Mania when there's always been filler matches on Mania for fucking 38 years.
Perfect example, by the way, because I've been rolling through old wrestling. It's just the thing I do every year. Anytime I get within like a month or so of WrestleMania,
the big four,
I start pulling out the old WrestleManias on now Peacock.
Yeah.
So I've gone through 1 and 2. I just started 3 today. Did we really need to see King Kong Bundy, Lord Littlebrook, and Little Tokyo against Hillbilly Jim, Haiti Kid, and Lil Beaver? Did we really fucking need that?
King Kong Bundy versus SD Jones.
Yeah, from WrestleMania 1. Or WrestleMania 2. If I remember, WrestleMania 2. George Wells versus Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yep.
We really fucking needed that? No. Did anybody really want to see Paul Orndorff against the Magnificent Morocco? No. It was meat on meat. It was fucking Christ. Although it was an okay opening match, Paul and Morocco. It was
better than being followed by the boxing match between Piper and Mr. T.
Oh man. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What about the 20-man NFL player wrestler battle royal?
Everyone thought Refrigerator Perry was going to be this big badass, and bloop.
Iran #1, Russia #1. Sorry, I had to throw in I had to throw in the last line of Iron Sheik's interview from that night. Anyways, anything else WWE I forgot? Please hold. Hang on, pulling out my. I feel like there was a WWE news story that I haven't gotten to yet.
MSG.
Oh yeah, the whole you're not gonna get there with the WWE title, and then here comes Austin Theory. You know you're not gonna have Austin Theory beat Brock Lesnar. Like,
right. Here's my issue, and I said it numerous times. It doesn't matter who they would have put in that place, people would have bitched. No matter who they put across the ring from Brock, the crowd would have bitched.
Yeah.
They could have put Roman against Brock, and people would have been like, "Oh, you're giving away Mania early," or "Oh, you fucking what do you call it? What's the point of watching Mania now?" Or "Oh, fuck it, you could have put fucking Owens across from him. They would have bitched. You put Rollins across from him. They would have bitched." Fucking Theory was actually logical because Theory was the last guy in there in the fucking chamber with him.
Which is interesting. They actually were logical about that.
Right. It was a fucking house show. What do you want?
Right. So Brock obviously ends up winning, and then Roman
beats the fuck out of him.
Yeah. Busts him open, lays him out on a portion of the stairs that they brought in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And then Roman grabs the two belts, holds them up above Brock on the stairs, and then says, "Brock Lesnar, acknowledge me," and that was the end of the show.
And then there's dumb people online going, "Well, now Roman has both belts, so what's going to happen at Mania?" Derp!
Please tell me you're kidding.
No,
please tell me that's something.
Not kidding. 100% stupid people seeing
somebody
that
really fucking
going,
said that.
They thought that Roman was the guy that faced Brock at MSG without reading the article. And we're like, well, now what's the point? Roman has both belts already.
I hate life sometimes. I really fucking do.
So do I.
Speaking of hating life, what I'm about to show you is going to make you hate life a little bit. Because there is one thing I want to show you to transition out of it, WWE into AEW. Okay. I feel like you're gonna want to burn something down when you see this. So you're on the Twitter machine sometimes, right?
Yes.
Did you happen to see that Matt Cardona was at the big event this past weekend?
Oh boy. Was that the fucking Fan Fest in New York?
Yep.
Okay.
Are you ready to see this picture from the big event?
Oh boy.
Now you have to read the tweet with the picture to understand the anger that was inside me when I first saw this on Twitter. So you got to take the package together, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Tweet says 2 NWA World Heavyweight Champions at Big Event NY. It's a picture of him with his arm around a dude cosplaying as WWE polka dot version Dusty Rhodes holding the 10 pounds of gold.
Jesus fuck. He's a troll. He's nothing but a fucking troll.
Yeah.
Hey, did you notice how Matt Cardona was there in New York when he was supposed to be at the Control Your Narrative taping?
Can you blame him? Considering it looked like this.
You're welcome.
Yay! 200 people at a bar with a ring that's so nondescript. The only thing that says "Control Your Narrative" is the fucking initials on the turnbuckle pads.
And a big Texaco logo on the wall.
We'll get to that picture I kind of flashed in a second. Control Your Narrative.
And they didn't even have any matches.
It was like what you said to me. It was an elaborate meet and greet, essentially.
Right. It was.
And oh boy, Braun stared down with Austin Aries. Oh fucking boy, wonder who's gonna win that.
Right. Not only that, but like, they remember I fucking sent it to you. They were like, "Oh, we have a TV deal imminent." That what they announced is not a TV deal. There's literally a streaming service with nothing else on it getting launched on Roku, and they're the first thing on it. That's not a television deal. I can make a free Roku channel.
that
Like, you couldn't even get on IWTV. How fucking sad is that?
you want to talk about shit that goes over like a fart in church? The picture that I just sent you of their debut thing at that bar, wherever the
Yeah, yeah.
hole in the wall shit they were at,
Yep.
that went over like a fart in church worse than the fucking the Power Slam challenge on the Intrepid.
That was entertaining. There was
Depends
lots
on
of
what
people that showed up.
depends on what kind of entertaining you want to look at.
A lot of people showed up for it.
Yeah, because it's the 4th of July.
Yeah, but still.
um, the only thing that was really entertaining is the story afterwards of Mr. Fuji kicking out Yokozuna's fucking
Yeah.
Sandals and saying, "You want to be barefoot? You be fucking barefoot. I don't give a shit how much you burn your feet."
Mm-hmm.
Obviously Fuji doesn't sound like that, but fuck it. Anyways, what direction do you want to go in? Do you want to talk about last night, or do you want to talk about the other big thing involving an AEW guy?
What? We should
Actually,
talk about
I want to take a left turn because we got to hold on. We still have
Okay.
something to discuss involving WWE. I
Okay.
didn't bring up. Okay, all right.
All right.
I'm going to say this right now.
Okay.
As of Wednesday, I decided. As of 5 days ago, I decided. I am not going to listen to or read any article that has Cody's name in it until I see that motherfucker on a television screen again. In a wrestling ring.
Told you it would work.
Because no, not even that. Not even that. There is so much misdirection being given out from everyone about Cody Rhodes. There's some people still on the he's working things out with WWE bandwagon. There's some on the oh my god he's going to go to Ring of Honor now bandwagon. There's some on the everything's a work he's going back to AEW angle. I don't fucking know anymore, and quite frankly I don't fucking care. I'll care again when I see him inside a wrestling ring on my television screen. Other than that, suck a dick. I'm done with it. I'm fucking done with it. Everything is clickbait at this point for him.
I love how every person that said he's showing up in WWE, there's plans for him to be in WWE. And then when he didn't show up in Saudi and he didn't show up on Raw, then they're like, oh, there were plans, but they got scrapped. No, motherfucker, there were no plans to begin with. Y'all are just fucking stupid listening to fucking Sapp and Meltzer.
They weren't going to throw away Cody coming back in Saudi because he wouldn't have gotten a pop in Saudi.
Well, let's call a spade a spade. Cody ain't going to get a pop anywhere.
Not after Mania, he might.
Nope. Cody's a low-level mid-carder at best.
Yeah, but a lot of those hounds that you circle at your AEW shows are probably going to be in Raw that night.
And then they're hypocrites. So what does it matter?
That's my point. I can't. I fucking can't. I can't click on anything that has his name, his wife's name, his kid's name, even though I don't remember what his fucking kid's name is. I don't fucking want anything to do with it. You could put Cody and Brandy's sex tape out there. I'm not clicking on it. Like I
wouldn't click on that anyway.
Good point. But anyways, no. Like I'm done. I'm fucking done. It's all everybody's just writing shit at this point just for the sake of clicks. It doesn't even have any fucking factual evidence behind it. It's just shit for shit's sake. Like I'm just done. I'm done. Oh, there is another thing too. Man, I'm just thinking WWE stuff as we keep going. Announced today. It's time.
Oh yeah.
Vader going into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Sucks they couldn't do it when he was alive, but I mean, shit happens.
Correct. Who would induct him? That's the interesting question. Who would induct him?
I would say have Stan Hansen do it since he inducted Hansen. Or they're not going to have Cornette do
it. Who?
Cornette. They wouldn't have him do it.
Harley?
That's right. Harley is still alive.
Yeah. Is he in good health though?
Mm.
I'm trying to fucking think. Yeah, Cody would have been a good choice too. Yeah, that's rough. Didn't Vader and Hansen tag in Japan? Right? Isn't that the relationship they had?
Yeah, that and Hanson was the one that knocked out Vader's eye.
Right. Oh, right. That's right. Oh God, I fucking forgot about that. Um, I'll even put out a stretch Mick.
You could. Yeah, you could.
That's the stretch I'll put out there. But
Yeah.
yeah, so a lot of options there. And then I would assume his son's probably gonna be the one that does the
Yeah.
acceptance.
Yeah.
That'd be my assumption.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's very cool. Very, very cool. Glad to hear that. And now I can put to bed the fucking rumors. Everybody thought, oh, Taker should go on the loan. Taker should go on the loan.
Right.
Stop. Just fucking stop, please. Shut up. If Andre didn't go in alone, Taker's not going in alone.
Actually, Andre did go in alone because he was the first inductee, and they didn't do a Hall of Fame ceremony that year.
Now you got me wondering. Hang on.
I remember when they announced the Hall of Fame, they announced Andre as the first inductee. They didn't have a banquet for it or anything. Because they were too busy doing the headlock on hunger thing that year with Somalia to be able to focus any energy on it.
Class of 1993. You fucking jerk off, you. Fuck.
JJpedia strikes again.
Andre stands alone. There, that's my retort. I love Taker, but he's not Andre.
Yeah.
There.
Andre, it's because there wasn't a Hall of Fame yet. There's a difference.
Right. And he had just fucking died, basically, I think.
Right. Exactly.
If I remember correctly, because the announcement was in March of 93. I want to say Andre died that January. Yeah.
January, February, yeah.
He literally died like less than 2 months before that. So made all the sense in the world. No one else makes a ton of sense in the world, JJ.
What?
Having a dependable vehicle so it doesn't fucking break down all the time. Like my brother's truck just did a week or two ago. Don't get me fucking started. So basically my brother, he bought an old Ford truck from a family friend about, I'll say 6 months ago. Shit is to the point where it needs some kind of electrical part. It's only a 50-50 shot it's going to work. And if he does get the part for it, it's going to be replaced again at some point. So my brother is saying, fuck it, I need a vehicle. Which leads us to the fact that you should just go to Mohawk Honda because you're not going to have to deal with any used vehicles like that because they're certified pre-owned used vehicles, not just vehicles being sold out of the driveway of a family friend. And you can trust them to make sure they find something that's the right make, model, and price point to fit your budget and your needs and your family's needs, whether you're talking to Luis the VIP Man Morales, our boy Mark from Clifton Park Ellis, or any of the other leasing consultants, whether it be Nicole Ozier, Cam McKenna, Mike Benice, any of them, they're going to hook you up. Plus, by the way, if you have a vehicle worth trading in, unlike my brother, you can still get top dollar for it with the Kelly Blue Book instant cash offer that is still going on at Mohawk Honda. So you don't have to pay nearly as much for the new certified pre-owned vehicle you're going to get than you thought you were going to pay. It's that simple. So make sure you get out and get the deal you need for you and your family at Mohawk Honda in Scotia Glenville, where they always go out of their way to please you. I'm sure you got a good laugh about me putting my brother on blast like that. I'm sure.
I just want to ride my motorcycle.
Yeah, I can't even be. All right, so this is my brother in a nutshell. Okay, back to back weeks, he has. Oh, what the fuck was it? 3 weeks in a row. One weekend, it was the truck just shitting the bed on him. The following weekend, he lost his phone at a ski resort he went to and had to get a new phone because he couldn't fucking find it anywhere. Yeah, he had to shut the phone down and get a new one shipped to him overnight. Oh, what the fuck happened this weekend? Oh, he broke a pair of glasses this weekend. So he's 3 for 3. He's about this coming weekend. He's about to hit for the cycle, or he's going to break the streak. He's on a fucking roll right now. Anyways, again, I'll pose a question because I interrupted your original answer to this question earlier. Are we going to last night, or are we going to the absurdity of what was purchased last week?
Let's go. What do you call it? Let's start with. Let's do the dynamite for the lead in to the fuckery.
Okay.
Because oh god.
All right. So Dynamite. Let's see what we got here.
Cocaine.
So Tony King kicks Tony Kane. Holy shit.
Yes.
Tony Khan.
Kane. You were right the first time.
How did say Tony? You had to say cocaine.
Cocaine.
Tony Cocaine Khan. Tony Scarface Khan. Whatever you want to fucking call him.
He wishes he was Tony Montana.
Fair. So Tony Khan kicked off the episode of Dynamite in the ring with, I think, what was it? I'm assuming it was Shivani that.
Yeah.
Okay. So Shivani introduced him, blah, blah, blah. And announced to the world that he just bought Ring of Honor.
We found someone that was dumber than your brother.
My brother is just having a streak of bad. Well,
I know, but we found someone that made a dumber purchase than your brother did.
Yeah. Should we address that as a whole now, or should we just blow through Dynamite for it?
Okay. Because this is gonna take I want to keep this fresh in my mind while it's because Jesus fuck.
So let me just pull up the press release. So this is the press release that AEW sent out after that announcement on TV. So Tony acquired the assets of Ring of Honor Wrestling Entertainment LLC from Sinclair Broadcasting, including the promotion's extensive video library dating back to 2002, brand assets, intellectual property, production equipment, and more. Blah, 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 blah. Suck a dick, suck a dick, suck a dick. Tony Khan quote, nobody cares. More than 40 members of the AEW roster have appeared in Ring of Honor during their careers. Nobody cared. Blah, blah, blah. All right, so essentially, I remember the exact number. I want to say it was what, 30 to 40 million is what was being thrown out there, right?
It was between 30 and 40 million, yes.
Okay. So for about 30 to 40 million dollars, or less than the price of Aaron Rodgers, which the Jaguars could use. Sorry, Trevor Lawrence is not the answer long term. Oh boy. So they purchased Ring of Honor's video library
and nothing else.
Material resources, which I would assume means the ring.
Yep.
The guardrails.
And the barricades.
Right.
And the entrance ramp.
And what
and
whatever television equipment they were using that wasn't owned by Sinclair Broadcasting.
Right.
Which who the fuck knows what that would entail.
Right. No mention of the television slots. None.
Videotapes? DVDs?
And here's the thing. And here's what I really want to talk about. And it's fucking Cornette beat me to the punch because we film after him. But so here's the thing. Number one, everyone's like, well, this way there could be there's a streaming service and they could release all the Ring of Honor stuff on streaming. You mean like Honor Club? You know, the Ring of Honor streaming service that already exists?
Which I would assume would be included within the assets he acquired.
He bought the rights to the name of the website, but I don't think he bought like everything that entails with the website. But the whole thing is he's basically fucking everyone because fucking SAP fucking was stupid and went, oh no, the announcement's going to be that they're announcing a streaming deal with HBO Max. No, they're not. No, just because HBO Max is fucking Warner Media does not mean that everything Warner Media is going on HBO Max. Case in point, CNN. All the CNN specials were on HBO Max until last month, and now they've all been pulled because they're on CNN Plus. So, just because TNT is part of fucking Warner doesn't mean HBO Max is going to host fucking AEW.
Right.
So Honor Club was already fucking streaming, but here's the thing: everyone's like, "Well, it's only like the past 10 years and stuff. The first 10 years is mostly video clips, and it's not full show." There's a reason for that. Well, actually, there's several reasons. Number one, which Cornette actually got to me before, um, the first 10 years Ring of Honor was existence. They filmed everything on fucking low def VHS. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was filmed on low def VHS. It wasn't even done with television cameras. Low def VHS that was, according to Cornette, was a pain in the ass when they were trying to fucking remaster it because everything was in 4:3 aspect ratio. And apparently they were using rented cameras the whole time. Which, damn, the commentary on it was fucking all the audio levels were terrible. Because I mean, like I went to ROH shows in the mid 2000s, and then like if I thought the show was really good, when the DVD came out, I would buy the DVD. DVDs aren't that good. Like the big thing that I loved from ROH that I would love, like the unfortunately Sinclair like got rid of when they first started, was all of the straight shooting DVDs and Secrets of the Ring and all those I mentioned before. I bought a bunch of them on clearance because Sinclair was just like, we're getting rid of everything. And I'm like, I'm going to buy every fucking one of these I can, because those were those are some of the best shoot DVDs that ever came out. But as far as footage goes, I have the DVD of the first ROH show. So that, because you could buy that at FYE back in the day for fucking $9.
Mm-hmm.
Like he bought the tape library. That's it. He didn't buy the television times. Fucking Sinclair will fucking they'll put fucking infomercials in on that spot. They don't care, because as it is, like where the time slots are, like on Stadium Club here, the network that I get it through, they've been showing fucking either single matches from Final Battle, or actually the past few weeks they've been doing Ring of Honor Hall of Fame episodes on each person by saying like, this person and blah, blah, blah. And here's like one match. And they clipped out the fucking beginning, like the beginning and the end of the match. And because here's the other thing, everything done in the first years of Ring of Honor, you don't have the rights to the music. Because everyone was using, there were very few people that were using custom music in Ring of Honor. I can tell you right now, the people that were using custom music, Amazing Red and AJ Styles, Special K, that might be about it.
Yeah.
That might be about it. The SAT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But besides that, you need to get the rights to all that fucking music. And then like apparently fucking Punk fucking kissed Tony Khan's ass after. He's like, I'm so happy Tony Khan bought it and not WWE, because WWE didn't pay us anything for any of the ROH shit they use. Motherfucker, you had an entire DVD built around you that the ROH footage was on. You got paid for that. Shut the fuck up. Like it's just unbelievable. Like Ring of Honor has not been doing well the past few years, and they are fucking Sinclair Media is laughing all the way to the bank, because when they bought it off Kerry Silkin, like they paid for, I mean, they technically paid for a tape library that wasn't really that much of a tape library, and they were paying for the fan base, and they fucking I think they paid a few $1 million for it. Then they turned around and sell that shit for $40 million. And before anyone starts in on me about, well, inflation, number one, did you major in business management in college? Because I sure did. Number two, that's not how inflation works. Because I will tell you right now, the big comparison is when Vince bought WCW, he paid around $4 million for it. And that was for the rings, the name, the tape library, all the fucking shit, and the contracts. When Vince bought ECW, he bought it in bankruptcy court for fucking $500,000 just to pay off. Yeah. So if you were to use an inflation calculator, because they exist, because Google, and put in $4 million in 2001, you know how much that comes out to in 2022?
What?
About $6 million. So, no, inflation is not the case. Tony Khan got fucking hosed because he's a fucking mark. And now you're sitting on this whole fucking library and nothing to do with it. Nowhere to air it. And then word is coming out that he's going to turn Ring of Honor into a developmental. Yeah, let's take the company that's been around 20 years and make it our developmental.
Now, here's because you mentioned the not purchasing TV slots.
Yeah.
I'm going to read off the networks and brands owned by Warner Media, which is the controlling company of TNT and TBS that those two networks are a part of. Obviously, which AEW is programming on. Here's everything right now. Adult Swim. You're not putting wrestling on Adult Swim.
Nope.
AT&T Sportsnet. No.
Nope.
Boomerang. No.
No.
Cartoon Network.
Nope.
Could be appropriate, but no. Cartoonito. Whatever the fuck that is. It sounds like an anime cartoon.
Yeah.
Maybe? No. Cinemax. CNN and CNN Plus. CNN Plus being the streaming service that just launched for CNN. No and no. I don't think Wolf Blitzer and half naked dudes body slamming each other makes sense.
I mean, Don Lemon might like it, but
touche. DC Comics, no.
And that's being hosted on HBO Max.
Right. HBO and HBO Max, no and no.
Right.
Unless you're suddenly going to bring Jim Lampley out of retirement and put him on the broadcast team. Headline news.
No.
TBS, we mentioned. There's only two possibilities here, so I'll skip those for now. We were mentioning TBS and TNT. Turner Classic Movies.
No.
Doesn't really go with Marlon Brando, sorry. Warner Brothers, no. Warner TV, no. So these are the only two.
CW.
The CW, which Warner Media only owns 50% of. Guess what was the other 50%, by the way?
AOL? I don't know. No, AOL's part of Warner. Disney?
CBS Entertainment Group.
Oh, Paramount.
The other network, True TV. That's the other one.
Yeah, True TV. Yeah,
but because nothing like mixing wrestling with Impractical Jokers. Actually, that could work. Anyways, go ahead.
And Court TV. I mean, it's just a matter of Warner's not going to give them any more television time. Like, they already gave them Dynamite and paid them for it. They gave them Rampage, which is floundering in fucking ratings.
And built within the Dynamite contract, basically.
Exactly. Like, they're not going to give them any more shit, especially not for what you're going to fucking deem as developmental. So what's going to happen? ROH is going to be relegated to fucking YouTube, just like everything else. What's going to happen? Like, okay, obviously, like, there's talk that Final Battle's not even going to happen now. Like, they announced some people. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, Supercard. My bad. Yeah.
Well, they keep naming talents, like just recently. Sorry, I literally just had it open. Let me see if I can find it again.
Right, they kept naming talents, but at the same time, like literally, the Ring of Honor people who were associated with the television product found out that Ring of Honor got sold to Khan on Dynamite. They didn't get a fucking heads up. They found out watching TV. Ian Riccaboni was getting interviewed for a podcast 2 days earlier saying, oh yeah, we're coming back and we're going to be doing fucking television tapings in Philly and all that shit. All that shit's out the fucking window now.
Right.
And like, I'm sorry, but like fucking, you need to get fucking Excalibur off the fucking commentary table and bring in Ian Riccaboni. Because if they don't fucking get him, they should fucking bring him in for NXT. Like, they already brought in Quinn McKay. Get Ian Riccaboni.
Yeah.
Like, kid's talented. Or even Caprice Coleman.
What are you going to do with, what, you're going to throw off Vic Joseph and say, tally ho?
Have him do one of the fucking Peacock specials or some shit.
Couples don't last in WWE anyways. You can fire Vic Joseph. It's okay. But just like they're going to fire Carmella in 6 months. Anyways, go ahead.
It was a dick move for people to find out that way, and also
you don't say.
Yeah, but also it was just immature. Like, and I agreed with Cornette Sentiment on this, where if they really were like, so what? Sign the fucking deal, fucking cross the T's, dot the I's. Don't fucking tell anyone. If it leaks, it leaks. But then fucking have Rampage come on and be like, here's the big announcement, and fucking flash a fucking fucking promotions fucking package with fucking over 20 years, blah, 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 the best in pure wrestling, blah, 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 blah. And then at the end, you have the ROH emblem fucking come blazing across the screen and be like, Ring of Honor is now elite. And fucking that would have fucking been a lot better than coked up fucking rich boy in the middle of the ring going, this is my new shiny toy. My cocaine is the newest member of the House of Black. It's not a House of White.
What the fuck? Oh my god. Fucking JJ.
Dude, I'm sorry, but my father used to sell cocaine. I have seen many people high on cocaine in my life, and he was high on cocaine.
Oh man, now I gotta go back and watch the clip from Wednesday night because I need a fresh reference point.
He was coke.
Oh. Oh. By the way, I guess did you see how they ended up celebrating the purchase?
By doing Danielson versus fucking Daniels.
Right. Like, he hasn't wrestled here in 6 months, but we're bringing him out anyways. Christopher Daniels.
And it's like, they were 2/3 of the first Ring of Honor main event. Why didn't you just fly in Loki for it, dude?
I buy everything else, but I will not bring in Loki. Ladies and gentlemen.
And that's the thing, because Loki's like a flat earth fucking nut job, so he's probably not getting touched, which brings up the question. Okay, now you own Ring of Honor. Are you going to bring in the Briscoes or what? Because obviously the whole thing was their fucking social media faux pas years ago is why they're not being touched. Now you own Ring of Honor. They're the Ring of Honor tag team champions. You got Deonna Purrazzo walking around with the goddamn Ring of Honor women's belt in Impact. You got 2 Ring of Honor champions who are both far beyond developmental brand status. Like, everything is just fuckery.
Well, here's an interesting thing about the whole Briscoes thing. FTR is allowing themselves to be open for select independent dates.
That's nice. I guarantee they're charging way too fucking much. So any fucking indie booker is going to be like, I want to book you. And they'll be like, we want $9,000 a minute. And he's going to be like, fuck you.
You don't think Brett Lordos is going to say, fuck it, write the check yourself. I'm booking you in the Briscoes. You don't think he'd be willing to do that?
Tony Khan is bankrolling Brett Lauderdale.
You think Tony Khan is bankrolling GCW?
I have a feeling. Because otherwise, where the fuck is Brett Lauderdale getting his money? He's not. There is no fucking way that you're doing shows drawing 300 people with that many fucking names on it who fucking charge exorbitant amounts of money and are fucking making a profit enough to bring in bigger names on the next show. There's an invisible hand there that's fucking that no one's fucking seeing.
Maybe that's something worth digging into. Any Hooser, Danielson beats Christopher Daniels because reasons. What's next? Then we had the
team battle
15-team casino tag royale.
And you notice how they trolled the whole audience again, because in the graphic there was one team that was silhouetted, so everyone thought Briscoes, and no, fucking Top Flight. Yay!
Oh right, because Darius came back from injury.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Let's look at the graphic right now.
Yeah.
They decided to do it differently though, because since it's a casino tag royale and not a tag team battle royal, they come in one at a fucking time.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid shit.
But with it was a casino battle royal, but they had no wild card. Like, that's their whole thing, is when they do the casino battle royals, there's a wild card entry.
That's Young Bucks won, lulz.
Because we knew that was happening.
True.
I love how on Twitter fucking FTR said that if we don't win this, we're retiring. And then afterwards they were like, oh, it's been a good run. It's been a good 8 years, top guys out. And then they decided to share the promo they cut on the Briscoes back in January, right after Final Battle again, and be like, oh yeah, no, so this is apropos. So yeah, no, we're unretired. Like, fuck off, dude.
Yeah. Then MJF and CM Punk have a segment, and MJF hangs Punk by the dog collar.
We all saw that was going to end in blood when they were both wearing all white.
Yeah. What else we got here? Then we had Thunder Rosa and Mercedes Martinez go over on Britt and Jamie Hayter, with Rosa getting the pin. Wardlow beat Cesar Bononi in a match nobody cared about. Then Cole and the Red Dragon defeated Hangman, Silver, and Reynolds in a 6-man tag, and that was your show pretty much. Yeah, and then Cole held the belt over Page, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So here's what I don't get. So at the end, they do the bit where fucking Paige is like duct taped to the fucking ring, and there's like 9 more members of the Dark Order that could have come out and helped. Where the fuck were they?
No Cabana, no Stu, Grayson, no Evil Uno. Right. Yeah. It's a little odd. Actually, fuck it. You don't even need 9 other members of Dark Order. Just send out 10. Just send out
terrible.
Just send out Preston Vance.
That was terrible.
Rampage. Keith Lee made his Rampage debut. Yay, we're putting Keith Lee on Rampage already. Good for him.
Where he had a fucking squash match against what's his fucking name?
JD Drake.
Yeah.
Then you had the final qualifier with Ethan Page against Christian Cage for the ladder match.
Where Christian Cage won. Like, because that's what we wanted to see.
Right. Sammy defended the TNT title against Darby and Andrade because fuck it.
Yeah, because fuck it. Because there was already a 6-man announced for the fucking pay-per-view.
Serena beats up Layla Gray. Don't even know who this bitch is. Never
Local
heard of her in
chick.
my life. And then Hikaru Shida made her return, I believe, as well.
Yay.
Because people care about that.
Because we need to continue the Hikaru Shida Serena Deeb fucking story.
Well, duh. Of course we do. Duh. You knew that. Then we get to Revolution.
There was hardly anything revolutionary about it.
All right. So pre-show, let me run through this quick. They had Layla Hirsch beat Chris Statlander in about 10 minutes by pinfall. Hook beat QT Marshall by submission in 5 minutes. And then the House of Black beat Pac, Penta, and Eric Redbeard, by the way, who we forgot to mention, debuted in AEW now.
Yeah, way to bring him back in when last time he was part of the Dark Order, and now like he's just no, he's with these guys.
That never happened. House of Black wins by pin in about 17 and a half minutes. That was all pre-show.
Jesus, fuck.
And the show still went like what? 4 hours,
5
I'm
hours.
guessing? 5?
Well, with the buy-in, like the shit ended after midnight.
Okay, so official pay-per-view was a little over 4 then.
Yeah.
Which I pretty much figured would be, because when I was doing the math this morning, the math of just the 9 matches on the broadcast, let me do the math again real quick. Hang on here. So we got about 32 and a half plus 17 and a half. That's about 50 minutes plus that. So 57. We'll call that 26. That's, let's say, hour and a half. That's 2 and change. 20. The matches alone, timing wise, were almost 3 hours. Then factor in intros and segments.
Yep.
What the fuck are we doing here?
Well, because
I know you're doing quarterly. I know you're doing quarterly pay-per-views, but you can't have these shows feel like the old WrestleManias that went forever.
Yep.
That formula doesn't work. Keep it within the 3 hours. Like, because here's what they're doing. They're super booking these shows, and then they're like, oh, yeah, we need pre-show matches too. Right. So let's throw this, that, and the other thing out there. Mm-hmm. Instead of just saying, okay, we're going to book this show like this, but these are going to be your pre-show matches, and this is the main card.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not.
Yep.
Anyways. All right, so we get to the main show. I'm kind of shocked they made Eddie and Jericho the opener. Didn't think that would fit as an opener. When you think about opening matches, Eddie wins the big one.
He makes Jericho tap out. That's the story.
What did Eddie use, by the way?
It was a arm. It was a catch arm something.
Armbar. Sal Bandini, want to wrestle? Sorry. Move 1973. Armbar.
Jet sucks. Giant sucks. Ranger suck. Back from commercial. Move 786.
Armbar. Code breaker. Jericho with the knockout. The back. Two backfists from Kingston. Kingston. A stretch plum. What the fuck is a?
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
What the fuck is a stretch plum? I've never heard that fucking name before. Hold on. Stretch plum.
Make sure safe search is on.
Putting in stretch submission. Stop. Fuck. Applies an inverted face lock to a seated opponent. Place the front.
It's basically like a front chancery, and then you fucking, what do you call it?
I was gonna say it almost sounds like a dragon sleeper, but sitting on their ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like the guillotine that Roman's been using, except sitting on the ground.
Right. Okay. Makes sense. All right. Now that makes sense. Instead of Chase Plum or Stretch Plum, whatever the fuck it is. Then we had Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus retain over Red Dragon and Bucks because we all know By the way, totally fucking missed this. I don't know if this was before the show or. Hang on, let me try to figure this out. Hang on. Oh, okay. So, during the buy-in, after the Statlander Hirsch match opened up,
they fucked up and showed Kenny.
No, Shivani announced Omega as his guest commentator.
Oh.
And they started playing Kenny's shit. But Don Callis came out instead and said it was going to be a great night for the Elite and that Adam Cole would be a great transitional champion until Omega returns. Because now we got to throw Omega into this clusterfuck and not just make it about the custody of Adam Cole. It's... Yep. Oh, God. All right. So I guess we know what we're going to see at Double or Nothing. We're going to see Kenny and the Bucks against Cole and Red Dragon. Book it now. Mark it now. March 7th, 2:56 p.m. Eastern Time. Brian Cady said Omega and Bucks versus Cole and Red Dragon 6-man tag. Maybe even a Tornado Trios because that's a thing now.
Well, because they said that when Kenny comes back, they're introducing a trios title. Because Jesus fuck.
Oh, they could be the finals of the tournament for and then one of them could beat the House of Black in the semifinal. To me, this match
was a spot fest. There was no psychology.
Well, aside from that, it does nothing to put shine on your tag champions. It's all about that match was
two teams.
They were basically the odd ones out,
right?
Because it was basically about Kyle, Bobby, and the Bucks and all their bullshit going on.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, we're having a match with a third team? Fuck! Like it was kind of like one of those things, basically, the way it was all booked.
Yeah.
And obviously Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus took advantage of it. They kept their titles. Life goes on. Now, this goes back to the picture I flashed earlier. So Wardlow wins the Big Cheerio.
Which they made even bigger.
Well, I mean, big guy, Big Cheerio. The other guys involved were Keith Lee, Orange Cassidy, who apparently got hurt during the match, Hobbs, Starks, and Christian Cage. Because whatever. Let me find the thing about Orange Cassidy getting hurt. Give me a second here. All right, so Cassidy apparently gets hurt during the ladder match. Let's see what we can find out here. Injured his shoulder. He took a big bump when he was tossed out of the ring by Keith Lee and overshot the two wrestlers who were supposed to catch him. And he was also thrown to a ladder during the match by Hobbs onto the same shoulder.
Unsafe.
So that's that with Cassie. We'll see how serious that actually becomes. But anyways, back to Wardlow and what I flashed. So remember who won the Big Trio last year?
Ethan Page, or no, Scorpio Sky.
All right, take a look at this. Found this morning. It reads, if you're not watching our YouTube,
I sent this to you.
YouTube special, Scorpio Sky was the winner of last year's Face the Revolution ladder match at AEW Revolution. Since then, 5 matches on national TV in 355 days.
Yep.
And a whole bunch of promos with Dan Lambert next to him.
Yep. And the thing is, like, they didn't even give this time to breathe because we all know what's going to happen to Wardlow going forward.
Right. Yeah, just. By the way, I love how you put Spotfest on top of Spotfest. Put the 6-man ladder match on top of what you knew was going to be a Spotfest with the Bucks involved. Like
psychology, who needs it?
Yeah, fuck it. You could have easily put the next match between those two to space shit out. The TBS title, Jade Cargill defending against Tay Conti. Right?
I'm fucking telling you, fucking as long as that bitch still got the belt, Cody and Brandy are still part of that damn company.
So Jade successfully defends Tay Conti, who looks like she was trying to become a chimney sweeper from the movie Mary Poppins. Did you see the shit she was wearing last night?
No, dude, I didn't pay for this shit.
All right, so hang the fuck on.
Hamilton.
You're gonna love this fucking picture. Hang the fuck on. Oh god. I'm gonna try to find this fucking picture because they showed a picture. Okay, all right. So let me show you what I mean by it. I guess straight on face shot. It's gonna have Sammy Guevara on it. I'm sorry. I know they're lovey. I can't help it. I'm sorry. Save Ty Sammy. All right. This is how she decided to paint her fucking face. Give me a second here. That's got to upload it into the software because I can't just show it off the computer. I got to upload it in and then.
The fuck, bro?
Like, there's makeup and then there's makeup for the sake of makeup.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Like, what the fuck are you supposed to be?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like, she looks like she's trying to be Daryl Hannah from Blade Runner.
Yeah. Yeah. No. No. Eddie Hooser. So Jade wins. We knew that was happening. Punk MJF. Punk wins by pinfall in 25 and change.
Tell me, please. Tell me. Enlighten me.
Yes.
Why the fuck did a dog collar match need thumbtacks added to it?
Because AEW.
Oh, and also, let's drive in that Tony Khan bought fucking Ring of Honor by placating to the fucking 25 people in the crowd that recognized Punk coming out in his ROH trunks to Miseria Cantare by AFI.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that's the whole thing that I didn't touch on with the whole ROH thing is if you were to make a Venn diagram of AEW fans and people who watch Ring of Honor that watch AEW, it's a circle inside of a circle. It's a smaller circle inside of a circle. Like right. You're not gaining any semblance of a fan base.
It's last year's Cheerio inside of this year's Cheerio.
Exactly.
Although there was good storytelling at the end with Wardlow coming out saying he can't find the ring, which led MJF turning into the go to sleep, and then Wardlow suddenly finds the ring, leaves it on the apron. Punk knocks out MJF with the ring, and yeah,
right. So now we know that the story going forward is Wardlow's going to get his shot at the fucking TNT title. Mm-hmm. MJF's going to come out and cost Wardlow the TNT title.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get an MJF Wardlow feud to keep Wardlow and MJF out of the fucking main event picture where I'm sorry, but you've got Wardlow who's like 28-1 now because you want to fucking focus so much on win-loss records. Mm-hmm. And you've got MJF who's your biggest heel in the fucking company and you are deliberately finding ways to keep both of them out of the main event picture.
Yeah. Any questions?
Like, people want to bitch about Drew McIntyre being stuck working fucking Happy Corbin. No, that is nowhere near as much of a sin as this bullshit. Where you've got people getting over organically and you're purposely doing everything you can to keep them out of the main event.
Yeah. Next, we had Britt Baker successfully defend her women's title over Thunder Rosa
And
in a
apparently
match.
now Britt Baker rules the Aztec Temple.
Yeah, because that new title from Dan was big and gold.
It looks like the Aztec Temple fucking medallions title from Lucha Underground.
Yeah, I know. Moxley and Danielson have a knockdown drag out affair for 20 plus. Moxley gets the W, although Bryan Danielson's prediction did come true that Mox, at least I didn't see any cut on Danielson. Mox was the only one that bled, if I saw that correctly. And then the two jumped on each other after the match because they weren't satisfied. And then William Regal makes his debut, breaks them up, and has them shake hands.
Did I not? Have I not been saying for weeks?
Go get him.
This is the fucking William Regal Blue Bloods angle with Bobby Eaton. And they literally brought in fucking William Regal. Give me a fucking break. And now what's it? William Regal could very well run their fucking backstage and make shit run smoothly and could book. No. William Regal is going to be relegated to what Tully and Arn do. He's going to be there to walk out and wave fucking like Tom Hanks in A League of Their Own. Like, go outside, wave your little hat.
I'd smile, wave my cap, and I did that. So when do I get paid?
Exactly.
You think we paid you a little more? You could just be a little bit more disgusting. I could use the money. Sorry. You mentioned the movie, and I just start.
I know.
Quotes. I mean, I would say he can't do both.
He could. They're not going to let him because Tony Khan is too busy with his bag of cocaine.
You think someone would say something?
No one wants to say anything to the millionaire rich boy. That's the fucking problem. Haven't you? Okay, so like, I grew up in a semi-affluent town, like through high school. Right. And when someone's family has money, everyone kisses that kid's ass.
True. I witnessed it myself in high school. You're very right.
Exactly.
You're right.
And that's what we have here is everyone kissing the rich kid's ass.
Yeah.
And it's not until they get released do they speak up like Chavo and Big Swole.
Fair. Okay, fair. Gotcha. Next we had a clusterfuck of a 6-man tornado tag with a 60-year-old man going through 3 tables because fuck it. Darby, Sammy wrestled. Wait, no. Sorry, I was thinking of the TNT title match from Rampage. Sorry.
Yeah.
Darby, Sammy, and Sting beat Andrade, Matt Hardy, and Isaiah Cassidy because that wasn't expected at all.
Right.
And then we had Paige retain over Cole with the AEW World Title. Dark Order chased off Red Dragon at the end, and that's that.
Yeah. So. Anticlimactic.
Yep.
Like, so that means that fucking here comes Kenny back to fucking get the belt back from fucking Paige.
So basically, let's take a look at these results real quick and see if there was anything that really surprised. Eddie beating Chris kind of surprised me. Not terribly, but kind of. Mm-hmm. We all knew Jungle Boy and Lucha were going to retain. If it wasn't Wardlow, it was going to be Keith Lee. We knew that.
Right.
Jade, we knew. Punk, we assumed.
Yeah, because God forbid they let the heel fucking stay up in the end. They got to let Punk have his fucking win back, and now that whole thing is squashed.
I think Britt Thunder Rosa was about as 50-50 as it got, but they kept it on Britt.
Because they got to keep Adam Cole happy.
Mox and Danielson, I think, was the other 50-50 all in all. But they put Mox over. We all knew AHFO was not beating Darby, Sting, and
Right.
Sammy.
Especially not with Jeff Hardy saying he's showing up on fucking Wednesday.
Oh, fucking great! Way to ruin that, Jeff. And Hangman. I mean, we all pretty much knew as much as people might want Cole to be champion. Paige was not
I
trying to
don't.
win the belt. I didn't say you did, jerk off. Um, yeah, we just knew. We just knew. Yeah, that pretty much sums everything up in a partridge in a pear tree for that show. Um, we have time. Do we have time? Do we have time? Yeah, fuck it. We got 10 minutes to fucking waste.
Oh boy.
Let's talk about these jerk offs for a hot minute.
Oh yeah, that's right. That happened.
Impact had their Sacrifice pay per view over the weekend. During Countdown to Sacrifice, Lady Frost won a match against Giselle Shaw, so
Meh.
pretty bitch got beat. Good. Rich Swann and Willie Mack defeated Taven and Bennett. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. They opened the actual pay per view with Trey Miguel retaining the X Division title against somebody who doesn't exactly scream X Division with shake something. Then Eddie Edwards beats Rhino, which, duh. I mean, duh. Madison Reed and Tennille Dashwood become the new Knockouts Tag Champs over the Inspiration.
Yawn.
Right. Well, I mean, hey, who do you like less? Good answer. Morrissey keeps going after Brian Myers because fuck it, why not?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Anthony Corelli? Do we know who Anthony Corelli is? Who's Anthony Corelli?
I think he's one of the Learning Tree kids.
Anthony Corelli. Oh no, they had Santino Marella show up.
That's right.
Cool.
Yeah, my bad. I was thinking of fucking Anthony. Never mind.
Yeah, he
That's
was
right. Santino.
he was trying to give Heath some confidence before his world title shot. Yay! You're gonna
Thanks
give
for the
me
payday.
confidence before I get run over. Your favorite big guy in the world, Jonah, beat PCO. Blah, blah, blah. Jay White beats Alex Shelley.
Which I heard was actually a banger of a match.
Shelley offered to shake Jay White's hand after the match, but Jay White fucked off and said fuck off and laughed and left. Laughed and left. Easy for you to say. Diana had an open challenge and it was answered by Chelsea Green, who's broken her wrist again.
Again.
What's that, 4 times now?
I thought it was 300.
Well, realistically, I think it's 4. She chose to challenge for the ROH title. Diana retained because, duh. Tasha Steelz becomes the new Knockouts champion over Mickey James.
The fuck is up with that?
Fucking random. Sure. Okay. We'll go with that. Yeah, whatever. Cool. Violent by Design
Beat the Good Brothers.
Eric Young and Joe Doring, they become the new Impact Tag Team champs over the Good Brothers.
Yep.
Assuming, did God get? No, God did not get involved.
God was not there.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So we have 3 new champions because we know Moose didn't lose to Heath. That's right. Moose did not lose to Heath.
But they re-signed Josh Alexander.
Correct. Josh Alexander returned, revealed he's been re-signed. He actually tweeted out a picture of him holding the contract. I knew he got re-signed. I didn't know.
Yeah.
But he's going to challenge Moose at Rebellion for the title.
That's the main event of the Poughkeepsie show.
Yep. That would be correct.
Which tickets went on sale this past weekend for.
So they just had tapings in Louisville yesterday because they were in Louisville for Sacrifice on Saturday. So obviously they did tapings the day after.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're in Philly for tapings in 2 weeks, the 18th and 19th. Then they're doing the Multiverse of Matches.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're naming their event in Dallas WrestleMania week at WrestleCon. Yep. And so far, there's 2 things that have been booked. The return of Ultimate X,
mm-hmm.
which they just did like less than 6 months ago with the women, right, or something like that.
Like 2 months ago.
Yeah, something like that. And then the Good Brothers are going to face the Briscoe brothers.
Mhm.
That's all that's been booked for that so far. And then the Rebellion show is Saturday, April 23rd in Poughkeepsie. The TV taping is the day after on the 24th.
And they're doing some tapings the day before it as well.
In Poughkeepsie or somewhere
In Poughkeepsie.
else? Oh, that is not announced on their website. So
Yeah, if you go to the Ticketmaster site, there's tickets for Friday, there's tickets for Saturday, and there's tickets for Sunday.
Yeah, go to Ticketmaster, motherfuckers. Fuck Impact's website. Did you want to address the two people that got outed in the last week?
Oh, actually, yes, that's a good point. Thank you. Yeah.
I was going to say the one name because it's the only one I can remember off the top of my head, but I didn't know if you want to do both of them right now.
Yeah, might as well.
Do you have the materials in front of you for this, sir?
Oh, I've got it memorized.
So I guess we could call this a brand new edition of Behind the Blackball.
Yep. Apparently that Me Too train keeps on rolling.
Keep on rolling.
Yeah.
Keep on rolling.
Actually, let me bring up the quote from.
Ooh.
So there were
at least three girls that I saw. But after you told me about this, by the way, I saw at least three other girls post shit on Twitter about their experiences with the guy that starts with a G that you're going to mention.
Yeah.
No, not G Unit. Don't get too crazy out there, rap folks. Come on. Mm-hmm. G Unit isn't even a person, anyways. G Unit's a group, right?
I thought G Unit was a guy. I thought
G Unit was. I thought it was a group.
I don't know.
Oh fuck me! I'm ruining rap for everyone. Yeah, they're a group.
Yeah. Okay, so so there were two talents from New Jersey that were basically spoken out about this past week. One is I had to get past all the Ring of Honor shit in this timeline. There we go. Shank Sinatra. So the first one, which I will say is a ring announcer and commentator who was basically trying to get work wherever he could. And apparently he just burned a lot of bridges and finally people got tired of it. And that's a man by the name of Scotty Cerriti. The person who released a statement said, I think it's time I finally speak up about this. For those out of the loop, this is a commentator and ring announcer for H2O. He worked he was making H2O his home, but there were other places he was using. Scott Cerriti is a verbally abusive racist. His racism dates back prior to getting into the wrestling business and has multiple witnesses besides myself. He's openly said the N-word not only in front of minority wrestlers, but to an African-American woman he was dating with little to no regard of consequence. Cerriti also has a history of delivering unprompted and unwarranted verbally abusive jabs, and not only to myself, but to even his closest friends and colleagues in wrestling, for no reason but pure pettiness. I've also heard that he's verbally abusive to his fiance, to the point where things got physical. Since the deaths of Adam Bueller, Danny Havoc, and Colt 45, Cerriti has been dabbling heavily in methamphetamines. Scott Cerriti is an individual who should no longer have a place within the wrestling business. He is a danger to minorities and to women. And I've heard about this before, about what do you call it? And that's a lot of people are like, apparently he's looked really ragged at recent shows, because he would try to work like 5 or 6 shows in a weekend. And so the meth would help with that because he'd be up forever. And just like, oh, well, he's just trying. But the thing was, he didn't have a day job. So he would sleep all week and then get methed out on the weekends to go do fucking wrestling shows, which is dangerous.
So let this be a lesson. There's a good way and a bad way to do it. The good way, go look up Rich Palladino and the way he handles 4 or 5 shows in a weekend. The bad way, what JJ just said. Because Rich does, he legit can. He's legit. Recently, even he's done 4 or 5 shows in a weekend, like a 3 over the span of 3 or 4 days. Yeah. So it can be done. It has been done. Wrestlers fucking do it. I mean, just look at Mania Week. Go look up some of the more popular indie guys and what they do during Mania Week. It's fucking insane.
Right.
Like, didn't Hero once do like a 24-hour thing a few years back during Mania Week?
I don't
Where he just
remember.
wrestled for 24 hours straight or some shit. He
I
was
don't
raising money for
remember.
charity.
Uh,
Yeah. I'll have to go look that up. But go ahead, continue.
Yeah. And the other talent is actually a major like staple of Game Changer Wrestling, as well as works a lot of the shows in Jersey, Combat Zone, H2O, all that stuff. And that is G Raver, who is pretty synonymous with deathmatch wrestling. I always got a weird vibe off of Brendan, so this kind of didn't surprise me, but nonetheless, it's some bullshit. But this was released by someone who was apparently one of his exes. No more vague posts. In 2020, G Raver physically attacked me by repeatedly punching me in the face and head, which led to a series of seizures. I'm epileptic and a very swollen face. This man is dangerous, manipulative, and a drug addict. He's a danger to every woman he's encountered and shouldn't be in the community anymore. For anyone who knew but turned ahead because he used to be a good wrestler, eat shit. Stop protecting lunatics. So yeah, I mean, I have always kind of kept a fair distance from, like, I understand like there's female talents that work guys on a regular, like Kennedy Copeland is all for working guys and fucking hardcore matches and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I always keep an eye on what guys are always willing to do those matches like repeatedly. Just because,
right, you never know.
Seems like there's something not all there. So unfortunately, there's 2 more people that have been outed, and this train just keeps going and isn't going to stop anytime soon.
Well, at least we have this to help weed out the scum of the earth. So I know I always appreciate when you do these segments for us on the show from time to time. And hopefully more people can jump on our bandwagon with this as we keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
That being said, anything else you want to address before we wrap things up?
Nothing I can think of.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to wrap this shit up in a nice, pretty bow and say thank you very much for checking out episode 40. We hit the big 4-0, JJ.
Yay.
Episode 40 of White Heat, presented by Godzilla Media, sponsored as always by Mohawk Honda in Scotia Glenville, and our friends over at Johnstone Supply in Troy. So enjoy the wrestling coming up over the next week, and obviously we're going to keep moving forward towards WrestleMania. So things should hopefully, I mean, they're pretty well shaped up. It's just a matter of figuring out the structuring going forward, really.
Yeah.
So, we'll wait and see what happens there. Obviously, a key night of NXT this week to see how it starts foreshadowing us towards Stand and Deliver on Mania Week. So, got some interesting stuff coming up. So, that being said, that's JJ. I'm Brian. Say TTFN ta-ta for now, JJ.
TTFN ta-ta for now, JJ.